points, 17 of which were in the second half, 10 rebounds, and 4 block shots.
All right, that'll do it from the Lewis Brown Athletic Center at Rutgers University. Thanks for joining us for Jim Richmond and the rest of the TKR Sports crew. I'm Lou Bronco. Join us for more Wednesday night basketball later on this season.
The officials for this evening's contest, Tommy Lopes, John McDonnell, and Daniel Call, it's pronounced, spelled as Cahill, pronounced as Call. So there's the matchups: Lumpkin, Smith, Weiler, Redden, Worthy, and for the Tigers, Mooney, Eastwick, Hilscher, Leftwich, and Jackson. Hilscher and Weiler to jump it up, and it's a bad toss by Tommy Lopes, and Roy, that's one of the reasons why they've taken the jump ball out of college basketball, except for the opening tip.
Well, I know that's a tough pass to make, especially for a referee who doesn't practice. You only use it like once a game.
Especially when you're trying to throw it up between those trees. Chuck Weiler controls the tip, and we're underway. Our second PSE&G game of the week here on NJN. Mark Redden will handle the ball out top. Now they swing it to Worthy. Worthy down low, and there's the inside jam by Darrell Smith off the feed from Worthy.
Very good look by Worthy. Now the Knights apply a little pressure.
2-2-1 press for the Scarlet Knights, but Princeton answers at the other end.
One thing they got to really look to do is actually watch the backside.
Chris Mooney with the deuce. We're tied at 2 now. Here's the Eastwick steal. Leftwich to Jackson for 2, and it's 4-2 Tigers.
I feel like Princeton is wanting to just match them basket for basket, wanting to run with them. They handle their pressure well.
There's the steal. Eastwick lays it in, and it's 6-2, and quickly the Tiger press has caused the Knights some problems.
Yes, it is, and in fact, they're going to have to do something to combat this.
And this is not what Bob Wenzel wanted for his team to become unrattled by this Princeton full-court pressure.
When a young team and away from home, it's easy to get rattled, especially this gym right here.
This is Darrell Smith dribbling against the pressure. Smith sees a lane, tried to feed it inside. It went off the foot of George Leftwich. So the Scarlet Knights will inbound the ball from the baseline.
Trying to break this press. Execution is going to be very, very important.
Mark Redden, the junior from Dorchester, Mass, to Lumpkin, the three-point specialist. No. Hilscher went up for the rebound, and I believe it was Darrell Smith knocking it out of bounds.
I don't know how good a shot that was actually by Lumpkin. I think I would have passed it around and took some time off the clock.
Well, we haven't had a chance to see Rutgers in their set offense yet. There's a wild pass, but Mooney fields. And the Tigers break the press. Now let's see what Pete Carrill and company have up their sleeves. Jackson, left corner, Eastwick. No. Hilscher, offensive rebound. Offensive foul on the freshman, Rick Hilscher.
I don't know about that one. Seemed like he jumped up and he came down. Redden was just under him.
Minute and a half played here, first half. Princeton and Rutgers. Tigers up 6-2. As Steve Worthy, guarded by George Leftwich. Worthy loses the footing, but it's Weiler regaining. Open shot for Lumpkin. And Donnell Lumpkin drains the three-point shot. Rutgers quickly within 1.
Very important that Lumpkin hits his shots early, because if he doesn't, he gets frustrated.
Last year, Lumpkin had to come off the bench, playing behind Duncan and Hughes and Dabbs, and felt the pressure. This year, Bobby Wenzel says he feels more relaxed and understands his role, is not under as much pressure to make things happen right away. The foul underneath goes on Rick Hilscher as he was battling for position inside.
I think a little bit of a legal pick there by Hilscher. I think they called him for moving on the pick.
Second foul on Hilscher. Worthy. Left wing for Lumpkin. Stolen by Mooney. Now Sean Jackson settles things down. The senior from Huntington, West Virginia. He's the top returning scorer for Princeton. Averaged 12.7 points a game as a junior. Boy, it's very unusual for Princeton to have better size than Rutgers.
Yeah, this is true. Usually they're a much smaller team.
The foul is on Mark Redden. as he slaps at the ball.
And what I was about to say is usually, and if you look at the other guys on the bench, then you will see that they are smaller. After their first maybe six or seven players, they become very small. As we wait for someone to tie a shoelace.
Bobby Wenzel, who played basketball, a 1971 graduate of Rutgers. First player to return to his alma mater as a head coach. There's Mooney, who had a great evening against Monmouth in the opener. Was 5 of 6 from beyond the three-point stripe for 19 points.
What's key here is to watch the patience of Princeton, how they will work themselves to get a great shot. Not a good shot, but a great shot. They don't force that many shots.
There's Jackson, but Worthy comes out on him to help. Rutgers in a matchup zone. Hilscher out top. Good ball movement. Finds Matt Eastwick open for the three. Eastwick can't convert. There's Jackson almost making the steal in the backcourt.
Always got to watch out for those guards.
There's the lob from Redden to Worthy.
Very good look that time by Redden.
Rutgers leads for the first time at 7-6. First field goal for Steve Worthy. And that junior college transfer from Vincennes College in Indiana.
That will help get some of the butterflies out for Rutgers.
Mooney back out top to Jackson. Now Leftwich. Darrell Smith turns Mooney away. Here's Hilscher. He is now 4 of 5 from three-point range in his 4 games at Princeton.
That impressed me. I didn't think he had that in his game, but obviously he does.
Lumpkin tries to answer. Yes, from three-point land.
A little too early. It's very big that he gets on the board quick.
6 points for Donnell Lumpkin. Here's the steal by Darrell Smith. Out of bounds. Rutgers gets the ball off the turnover. Mark Redden threads the needle here.
Yeah, what he does right here, he's seeing Worthy the whole time. He's dribbling up, and he's going to make a beautiful pass up towards the basket. Worthy times just jumped great and slams it for 2. Great eye contact by Worthy and Redden.
And here's the Princeton defense, Matt Eastwick with the steal and score.
Yeah, even for a big fella, here he is 6'8", better than 230, steals the ball from a guard and goes in. I think he's a little stiff right now, so he couldn't slam it, actually.
Okay, Rutgers to inbound. Wessel goes with a different look now. Worthy stays in, as does Weiler. Worthy missing for 3, but Alvin Rich into the ball game along with Lumpkin and Weiler. So number 35, Alvin Rich, who had 17 against Wagner playing in the second unit, comes onto the court, as does number 11, Damon Santiago, a freshman point guard. Carrill stays with his iron 5.
Rutgers is very active in their zone right now. They need to get their hands up moving, though. Try to deflect the pass.
Mooney for 3. And it's Worthy with the rebound. Now here's our first look at Damon Santiago, the freshman from the Bronx. Weiler. Offensive rebound, no! And it's Mooney pulling down the loose ball. Chuck Weiler had a couple cracks at it.
Yes, they just couldn't put it down. He should have gathered himself a little bit stronger and went up just a little harder.
Leftwich. Senior played his high school ball at Gonzaga in Washington, D.C. First team All-Ivy as a junior. Eastwick from the corner, that's his spot, and it's a three-pointer. 5 points for Matt Eastwick, and the Tigers are up by 2 at 12-10.
He's taken 3 three-pointers, and all 3 of them have been from that side of the floor. Maybe that's his side of the floor.
There's Lumpkin quickly to Rich, and Rich does what he did against Wagner. He lights it up off the bench.
That's his spark coming right into the game, putting it up, giving the team a big clip.
Rutgers has gone to a 2-2-1 press this season. Wenzel wanting to play some aggressive defense.
With a team like Princeton, you have to be aggressive, but you also have to keep in mind, look out for that back door, because when you stop thinking about it, that's when it's going to come.
Mooney on the right wing, looks for Jackson, and Jackson blows the gimme, but there is Eastwick, and there is the patience of the senior. He pulls it back out, and they reset the offense.
Any other team, they wouldn't have did that. The person who got the ball would have went up strong to the basket with it. He pulled it out. Now they have another 45-second clock, and now they can work for a better shot.
There's the freshman center Hilscher. Now they work down low. Mooney off glass, no. Rebound Chuck Weiler to Santiago. The freshman runs the break and now resets the offense.
You won't see that too much from Princeton, missing 2 layups in a row.
And now we're going to get a look at what Rutgers has been running. We haven't really seen their weave offense yet, where they run a weave at the top of the key. Lumpkin for 3, no, and rebound by the 5'11" guard, Sean Jackson. Roy, how does a little guy like that sneak in there amongst those big bodies?
Being quick and being very smart.
Leftwich looking for Eastwick, and that time Alvin Rich flashes out on defense. Now 15 on the 45-second clock as Mooney drives, blocked from behind by Lumpkin, who leads the break to Rich, right side, pulls up, off glass, no. Rebound, Hilscher.
Little strong off the glass that time by Rich.
We're tied at 12. 11:30 left first half. Eastwick again from 3. Santiago rips down the rebound.
Wick must have the green light this year because he's putting up quite a bit of 3.
Eastwick averages 8 points a game. Coming into the game, he was 3 for 6 from three-point range. Santiago, no, and Mooney quickly on the attack. 3-on-1. Look away to Jackson. The blocking foul. It's called on Steve Worthy. That'll get Pete Carrill up.
Oh, he definitely had Bob up. Okay, we're going to take another look at that. We see Mooney look off and gives the ball to Sean. It looks like he had position, but obviously the referee didn't see it that way.
Bob Wenzel talked about Steve Worthy, and he had 28 points against Rutgers. He said he also took 2 charges for me. He was just as impressed with that defensive effort.
This is true. And there's one thing, usually when a person scores a big number of points on the offensive end, they usually lose a little bit on the defensive end, trying to save themselves. But he is a guy who played both ends on the floor the last time out.
Sean Jackson is still perfect from the free throw line this season. Now 3 for 3. Petey Carrill surprised by that fast break by his Tigers. Of course, right here we have the 98th meeting of Rutgers and Princeton. The series began back in 1917 with Princeton leading the series 66-31. Carrill is 14-11 against the Scarlet Knights. Wenzel is 1-2 in his 3 seasons. Tigers by 2 at 14-12. Pat Scanlon, Roy Hinson here from Jadwin, and now we see the Rutgers weave.
Seems like Princeton's doing a good job of shutting some of the weave off.
If anybody is used to defending a weave, it should be these guys going up against it in practice.
This is true. I'm sure they probably had their share of it.
So it is Rutgers running down the clock. Mike Jones in, along with Jamal Phillips, number 31. The pass for Phillips was batted away. Scramble for the loose ball. Bodies everywhere.
I heard the horn, so it should be.
Shot clock violation, says Tommy Lopes. No possession. So the Tigers will inbound the ball from half court. Well, Rutgers trying to show a little patience on offense, and the Tigers were able to turn them away as the shot clock expired.
Well, I think it was more so that the Princeton showed a great job on defense, so it forced them to actually show some patience because they weren't getting the shots that they wanted. It wasn't getting a good enough look at a shot. Pete
Carrill has stayed with his starting 5. Interesting that he is without Chris Marquardt. Marquardt from Florida flew down to his home state today. As Jackson knocked down a three. Marquardt will interview for a Rhodes Scholarship tomorrow morning. He couldn't catch a plane out later this evening or tomorrow morning, so he had to miss the game. And Rutgers is missing a player as well, Creighton Drury. He's interviewing for a Rhodes Scholarship tomorrow morning up in Morristown.
They say that Pete Grill tried everything he could to get his player a flight out tomorrow.
This is Jamal Phillips, a freshman. Forces it over Hilscher. Darryl Smith, offensive rebound, and that's what Wenzel looks to Smith for. High energy and activity on the offensive boards.
Being very active underneath and a lot of aggressive play.
Rutgers trapping out top, but the Tigers able to control with 30 seconds on the shot clock. Eastwick, and it's Mike Jones slapping at the ball, and Jones picking up the personal foul. That's the third on Rutgers.
You know, the knock on Mike Jones is that he's foul prone. He's probably one of the best defensive players on the team, but he's just maybe a tad over aggressive. He needs to learn how to slap up at the ball so he doesn't get so many fouls.
Fresh 45 for the Tigers. Hilscher looked inside. Eastwick lost for a moment, regained and missed his shot. And here comes Mike Jones, the junior from Morrisville, Pennsylvania, to Santiago. Throws a looping shot, no good. Jamal Phillips gets the rebound and is fouled.
Down the other end, that was the third layup that was missed by Princeton. Okay, we're going to take another look at that. Santiago's dribble down the lane, throws a crazy shot up, goes off the glass. Phillips goes up, gets the rebound, and gets fouled by Hilscher.
That is the third personal foul on Rick Hilscher, so into the ball game now comes number 32, Jimmy Lane, a senior from Fanwood, New Jersey. And there's Jamal Phillips. What a first game. Jamal Phillips with 10 points and 9 rebounds.
A little short that time on that free throw. Has to use more legs, put more legs into it.
This just his second free throw of the season. His first point this evening, and Rutgers down by 2. Here's Eastwick to a wide open Mooney. The Tigers realized that they didn't have the advantage and bring it back out.
Pat, that's a mark of great coaching. Not to force a shot, to always want to bring it back out and get a great shot.
There's a look at Jimmy Lane, using his body in that high post offense of the Tigers. Now 5 on the shot clock. Leftwich. Inside feed to Chris Mooney for 2.
Oh, great look by the guards. I tell you, they played that play very well together. Thought the shot clock was going to actually expire on them, but they showed patience and got the final shot.
Mooney with 4, Tigers by 4. Jones misses, rebounds. Off to Phillips, and Phillips with the right-handed shot for 2. 3 points now for Jamal Phillips. Jimmy Lane, back to Leftwich. And now Eastwick. John Jackson, who broke Bobby Scrabus's 3-point field goal record for field goals made. There's another try. Off rim, no.
Rutgers made out that time very well because they left the guard open. Sean.
There's Mooney with the strip off Phillips. You know, Lumpkin getting set to check back in for Rutgers. Now the Tigers show their weed. Alvin Rich intercepts the pass from Mooney. Back to Santiago. Left wing. This is Mike Jones for 2, and Rutgers is tied it at 19.
Santiago did a great job getting the ball up the court and finding the open man.
Rutgers now shows a 2-1-2 full court press. Wenzel shouting for a 10-second violation. Very close. The Tigers get it into the front court with 25 left now on the shot clock. Eastwick guarded by the freshman Jamal Phillips. Mooney with a height advantage on Santiago. And now Eastwick dishing for Jackson. Glass.
That time a great pass in from Sean Jackson. He takes a dribble in, big step, and puts a little hook up there. They call it off because actually goaltending, but it didn't need the call because it was going in anyway.
Matt Eastwick with 7 points, sharing high scoring honors for the Tigers with Sean Jackson. Now Bob Wenzel makes some substitutions, comes back with Worthy, Redden, Rich, Lumpkin, and Chuck Weiler.
Instead of Redden handling the ball, you see Worthy is actually bringing it up. Bob must feel he's a better ball handler against pressure.
Princeton working out of their very characteristic and familiar zone. Chuck Weiler over the freshman Hilscher, and it's Mooney with the rebound.
Tough shot by Wilder.
Weiler, who averages 6 points a game thus far. 4 rebounds.
Rutgers sits back to the 2-3 zone. Little tight.
Mike Brennan in the ball game, number 23 for Princeton at the point, replacing George Leftwich. Brennan played his high school ball at Elizabeth for Ben Candolino. Now 8 on the shot clock. Jackson. And Jackson had a notion to throw it to Mooney. Picked off by Lumpkin. To Rich. Count it. And the foul on Matt Eastwick.
Great job of running by Rutgers there. Looking for the open man, putting the ball in the basket.
Matt Eastwick picks up his first. And it was Alvin Rich with the basket, now attempting the three-point play. And Rich now with 5 points. And Rutgers up on top, 22-21 with 4:24 left in the first half. Here's the pressure. Jackson up to Eastwick. Scarlet Knights back in a hurry, Roy.
Yeah, they definitely retreated very quickly back, and they're back into a man-to-man now. Doing a good job of mixing up the defenses.
Jimmy Lane kicks back to Eastwick. Sloppy pass, but Sean Jackson able to retrieve. Now Lane. Eastwick got Chuck Weiler up in the air. They work to Mooney into the game with a record of 56-40. Has taken the Scarlet Knights to 2 NCAA appearances and 1 NIT. And Pete Carrill, 9 trips to the NCAAs, 2 to the NITs, including a championship in 1974-75.
2 substitutions here.
Princeton goes with Chris Yetman, number 15, in the backcourt, along with Brennan. Mike Brennan played high school ball with Luther Wright at Elizabeth. Luther now at Seton Hall.
One thing you notice about Princeton, regardless of whoever they bring in, they usually play the same style. They don't change.
Wipe it out. Offensive foul. The charge on Chris Yetman, the sophomore from Point Monmouth.
We're going to take another look at that. Yetman drives by Weiler, but Rich does a great job of cutting them off and gets the offensive foul. Great help defense.
Mike Jones in the ball game now for Rutgers.
Nothing. Looks like he goes out with a bruised leg.
Limped off the court. So it's Worthy and Jones along with Weiler, Redden. Turnovers even. Princeton with 6, Rutgers with 5. Jones left alone. They'll let him shoot that shot all day.
Yeah, he's not known to be a shooter. I'm surprised he actually took that shot, but I guess he was so wide open, he might as well try it.
Mike Jones, who started 25 games as a sophomore for the Scarlet Knights, averaging 8 points a game this season. Actually, one game. In the corner, Rich. Tipped up and in by Mike Jones.
Great work on the offensive boards by Jones.
4 points for Jones, and the Scarlet Knights up by 3. Yetman. And now they reverse the ball. And Chris Mooney loses the handle.
That time he took his eyes off the ball right before the ball actually reached his hands.
Pete can't believe it.
Both teams in the pressure trap.
And now we see the Rutgers weave again, but it's Worthy trying to create off the dribble, and Steve Worthy, a 2-point shot. He's got 4 points, and the Scarlet Knights build a 5-point lead.
After the first game, he's been semi-quiet.
Yetman from Mater Dei as the Knights trap. And Yetman calls timeout. And Pete Carrill is livid up here on the sidelines. He thought that Yetman was fouled, and he really came up the sidelines and worked the official.
But the thing is, on the flip side, Bob was saying that he double dribbled.
And the clock continues.
The clock is continuing to run. They're not stopping the clock.
Clock now at 45 seconds and counting down as Carrill huddles his Tigers.
Little chaos, to say the least.
So now Tommy Lopes comes over to the scoreboard to work on the clock situation. Pete Carrill has been the only head coach since Jadwin Gymnasium opened here at Princeton in 1969. 8 20-win seasons.
Again, Rich actually puts the shot in for the from the corner. Mike Jones tips it in. Great work on the offensive boards. Another angle of the play. You see Jones goes way up and tips it in with one hand.
Mike Jones, who played at Pennsbury High School in Bucks County. 1:55 left on the clock now, as Brennan inbounds to Yetman.
I guess after all the screaming of what Bob did, you had to reset the clock.
Here's Eastwick handing off to Yetman. Jimmy Lane. 20 on the shot clock.
Both teams are playing really hard and aggressive defense now. A lot of bumping and banging out there.
6 on the shot clock as Yetman gets it to Mooney. They find Eastwick. His three-point attempt is off the back of the iron. Worthy quickly to Rich. Good play by Rich to regain.
Worthy holds the ball to pretty much just to settle the team right now.
Mark Redden thought better of it. Gets it back from Chuck Weiler. Now Redden off to Weiler, who put it on the floor and had it batted away by Mooney. Out of bounds. Rutgers will maintain possession as Sean Jackson will replace Mike Brennan.
Weiler would have did a better job if he just went up for the shot instead of bouncing the ball. A lot of big guys get in trouble by trying to bounce the ball first.
23 left on the shot clock for the Scarlet Knights. Under 1 minute to play here in the first half. Rutgers up 26-21. Now under 10 as Redden goes on Jackson. Goes out of bounds. Jackson got a piece of the ball, but it went off Redden's hand.
Hey, great defense by Jackson, deflecting the ball off of Redden.
40 seconds left. The shot clock is on as Mike Brennan brings it up court. Princeton in an uncharacteristic position of trailing at home by 5. The final seconds of the first half. Tigers have won 29 straight here at Jadwin Gym.
Little weave by Princeton there.
There's your time left. Mooney to Jimmy Lane. Back out top. Jackson for three. No! Kept alive, and a traveling call as the buzzer went off.
Little walk before the buzzer went off, but I guess doesn't matter. Clock expired.
Half of play with Princeton. And George Leftwich inbounding the ball. It's Leftwich, Jackson, Hilscher playing with 3 fouls. Eastwick and Mooney. Hilscher goes on Weiler. Weiler got a piece. And it's Alvin Rich grabbing the loose ball. Rich along with Redden, Worthy, Chuck Weiler, and Mike Jones. So Wenzel mixes up the lineup here in the second half. Mike Jones goes back out top, and Wenzel yells out, hey, let's weave. A lot of options off this weave, Roy.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, they can look to do a lot of things, but you know what? Princeton is doing one thing which is not allowing them to weave. As there was a steal there by Princeton.
Sean Jackson stepped into the lane and batted it away.
One thing about the weave, Princeton is jumping out and forcing them to go back the way they came instead of letting them actually weave across the court.
I asked Pete Carrill about the weave before the game. He said, boy, that's a tough little play to defend. It's very clever, and Rutgers, we can't extend our zone against that weave because then we'll give them a drive and a lane to the basket.
But talking to Eddie Jordan, he said the weave was put in to actually help their guys create shots for themselves.
7 on the shot clock. Sean Jackson, 3-point shot off rim, and Alvin Rich with the rebound. Jordan also said that it slows Rutgers down at the offensive end. They want to be an aggressive, fast-paced team on the defensive side of the ball, but then offensively, the weave forces them to slow down and be patient.
Well, I tell you, with playing a team like Princeton, you don't need to be forced to be patient.
Jones up and down with the ball, but Jackson had a hand on it for Princeton. And now the Tiger fans rise onto their feet. Princeton down by 5. 2 minutes into the half, and we're waiting for our first basket.
Both teams right now showing a lot of patience, trying to get a good shot.
Eastwick, who had 7 points in the first half for Princeton. This is Leftwich. George Leftwich knocks down a 3.
You know, he almost shoots that shot from, seems like it's hip. He kind of like winds it up and throws it up there. Kind of unorthodox, to say the least.
Well, they list Leftwich at 6'2", 185, and 6'2", maybe on his tiptoes. Redden tries to answer. Chuck Weiler, offensive rebound, and fouled inside.
I'll tell you, for Rutgers, that's a good way to get back in the game. Well, the good way to stay in the game, I should say, is actually keep going to the offensive boards. It seems like the Princeton guys are just steps slow, going for getting those defensive rebounds.
Wenzel sends Lumpkin in, but the more important move for Princeton is Jimmy Lane for Rick Hilscher. Hilscher with 4 personal fouls. We've got 17:08 to play in the second half.
He's been in foul trouble the whole night, and Rutgers is definitely going to exploit that if he comes back in, and when he comes back in.
Chuck Weiler with his first point of the evening. A sophomore from Haddonfield, New Jersey. Had problems with asthma as a freshman. Russell says that they've gone through a number of medications and they've found one that works. It's exercise-induced asthma, but they've been able to bring it under control, and as a result, Chuck Weiler is on the floor more.
Yes, because he saw limited minutes last year. And it was good to see him out there quite more minutes, because he definitely does some good things out there.
28-24, Rutgers with the lead. Jimmy Lane, who was a backup to Kit Miller last year. Pete says he knows the offense. He just needs a little more experience and playing time, and he's getting it tonight. 10 on the shot clock. Jackson off the screen. Oh. Thought that was going to take one of those Sam Jones bounces.
We're on the
back to
same
hoop.
track.
Tigers full court pressure. Redden gets it into Lumpkin. Well, Donnell dribbling against the press, quickly to Redden. Left side, Chuck Weiler in and out. Was torn between banking it and jamming it and missed the shot.
Great hustle by both teams right now.
Possession arrow favors the Scarlet Knights.
I'll tell you, it's a shame that we don't have referees who actually can throw the ball up to jump balls, because neither team should be penalized for that hustle right there.
Damon Santiago, the freshman from the Bronx. Adlai Stevenson High School. Comes in to the backcourt along with Steve Worthy. Well, the Tigers hoping for something to celebrate, but Princeton has scored just 3 points in the last 9 minutes and 33 seconds.
Rutgers is doing a great job of making them shoot shots that obviously with a hand in the face, normally they would hit, but they're not hitting their shots at all.
Lumpkin the inbound. Santiago, who also played for the Gauchos, a club team in the Bronx last season. It's a big reputation, and Wenzel says he's very far along for a freshman guard. Lumpkin from very far away from the hoop.
NBA three-pointer, to say the least.
But it doesn't go down.
He has confidence in that shot, and I've seen him hit those shots, so I'm not surprised that he's taking them.
And you got to keep taking them, right?
The only way to make them.
Eastwick looking down to Jimmy Lane. Now Sean Jackson resets. .15 on the shot clock. Eastwick for three. Yes!
Very good job. Good patience by Princeton. He shot that ball like he was a guard.
He's got 10 points to lead the Tiger offense, so Princeton breaks that streak, and they're within one at 28-27. Lumpkin off glass. Good body control by Donnell Lumpkin, and he's got 8 points.
That definitely was good control. If he would have went like another step, he would have had an offensive foul called on him.
So Rutgers answers quickly at the other end. Ball goes off Steve Worthy. Princeton maintains possession.
Answers quickly and then applies some more pressure. Both teams are using a lot of pressure tonight. Rutgers back in a man-to-man now.
Jimmy Lane looks inside and couldn't hook up with Eastwick, but Eastwick's not done yet. He's got rejected by Weiler.
Great rejection by Weiler.
That's what Rutgers gets from Weiler, the good defense, and it's Leftwich going to the glass and is hammered inside with the shot clock running down. And the foul goes on Donnell Lumpkin.
They were making sure that no one would actually get that ball up. We're going to take a look at that block again by Weiler. Eastwick tries to go around him, and actually Weiler blocks it, throws it out.
Weiler at 6'9", 220. Mike Jones in. Jamal Phillips also checks in for the Scarlet Knights. And he'll replace Chuck Weiler. 2 shots for George Leftwich, the senior from Washington, D.C.
A little strong that time.
Leftwich played 22 games as a freshman for the Tigers and has been a big part of the last 3 peats. 3 Ivy League titles in a row for Princeton. One of 2 for Leftwich. He's got 4 points. And Princeton is down by 2. Santiago to Smith. And Smith spun and went out of bounds.
That time was an ill-advised pass by Santiago. He should have threw the ball going as he was going out of bounds.
Now the Tigers down by 2, 13:50 left. The crowd getting anxious here at Jadwin Gym.
The crowd is getting anxious because they can go up. With the three-pointer, they can actually go up.
Santiago guilty of the foul inside. That is his first. The turnovers, 9-7. Rutgers committing 2 more than Princeton. Chris Mooney to inbound. Mooney's been quiet offensively. Jimmy Lane, you can tell he knows what to do in that high post spot, Roy.
Yes, you can tell. He's been here for 4 years.
And off the down screen by Jimmy Lane, Eastwick flashes up, knocked down at 3. He's got 13 points, and the Tigers are up by 1.
Yeah, big change. Rutgers need a good shot here to break the momentum. They got the crowd in the game now.
Wetzel calls out for the weave as Santiago starts it off. Sean Jackson has to be very careful not to get run into a screen out top by Jamal Phillips.
This is true. He's trying to keep the ball on one side, but he's always still keeping in the back of his mind that there's a high pickup there. Down, he spun around, he went up, and Jimmy Lane had his hand in his face, and he almost like a bullet pass down to Phillips, and he lost the handle. Ball went out on Rutgers. And now we have some new faces in the crowd again.
Pete Carrill stays with his 5, but Wenzel changes up. Worthy, Rich, Lumpkin, Weiler, and Redden. Cross-court to Mooney. Remember when a cross-court pass used to be forbidden in basketball? Now you reverse the ball cross-court all the time, Roy.
This is true, but you still have to be careful of throwing that kind of lob pass.
Jackson lobs one toward the rim from three-point range and then grabs the rebound as it bounced well off the rim and out front.
At that time, Jimmy Lane kind of swung it back out to Jackson. Rutgers has to start checking out if they want to avoid those.
Jimmy Lane, the senior from Fanwood and Union Catholic High School, has played well in relief of Rick Hilscher, the freshman on the bench with 4 fouls.
He's been here for 4 years. He knows the system. He knows the patience. He's been through the war before.
And they look inside to Lane. Lane going on Weiler. Weiler got a piece, and it's Rich with the ball to Steve Worthy on the break. Princeton, though, gets back on defense. Redden open from the baseline.
Good shot that time at Redden. Pump fake, lost his man. Took a nice short jumper.
First basket of the evening for Mark Redden, and the Scarlet Knights are back up by 1. And a blocking foul called on Redden, as Eastwick really didn't have enough room after he caught the ball to turn.
Well, actually, you got to give your man a step. It's very important. If you don't give him a step, you get a foul called. Also, if this would have been at Rutgers, he would have got the foul.
You're talking about a little home cooking here at Jadwin. First foul on Redden. And a fresh 45 for the Tigers. 11 minutes to play in the second half. Rutgers up by 1. A very well-played game from both standpoints of Princeton and Rutgers. Rutgers with a 5-point lead at the half, but Princeton now a holding call in the lane. And it's on Chuck Weiler, his second.
That time Weiler tried to mug Lane in the lane. Mooney
to inbound.
Sean knew it was a new clock, so he brought the ball out top to set it up.
Eastwick, who has been dangerous every time he touches the ball. And Jackson, who has not shot it well tonight. They go to the cutter inside, and it's Jimmy Lane for two.
Did a good job of raking the ball around and getting into the open man inside.
The Tigers regain the lead midway through the second half. Redden kicks back to Lumpkin. His three-point shot. Rutgers gives Princeton a taste of their own medicine.
Yes, it would be very, very good for Rutgers if Lumpkin get hot right now.
Lumpkin with 11. Rutgers up by 2 at 35-33. And here's Jimmy Lane, the center, out top, holding the ball and calling for the motion offense.
They say that Pete Carrill patterns this offense out of the old Celtics offense.
Lane for three, no. Eastwick kept it alive, but Redden collects for the Scarlet Knights. Bill Carmody, Pete Carrill, both buried their head in their hand after that shot. Carmody, the assistant coach from Union, has Carrill's mannerisms down pretty well.
I tell you, Sean Jackson has really got himself a workout today.
Worthy to Weiler. Inside to Rich, and it was blocked inside. Good ball movement by Rutgers, but the Tigers turned them away.
That time Rich just lost it. I think he was maybe heard some footsteps and just lost the ball in his hands. Another turnover.
Tigers down by 2, 8.5 left. Jackson, long three-point shot off the rim, and Lumpkin skies for the rebound. Tough night for Sean Jackson.
Not shooting well at all.
Last year he was 5th in the nation in three-point field goals, averaging 3.5 a game. Hilscher back in, replacing Jimmy Lane, and Pete Carrill has to be happy about what Lane gave him, filling in for the foul-troubled Hilscher.
Oh, without a doubt.
Jackson going for the inbound pass.
You know, I
with
like
the
Jackson. The type of player he is. This guy's been hustling. I've been watching him on the defensive end. He's been hustling every second he's been on the defensive end. He's one of those guys they say, you know, there's two type of players. Players you go to war with, and players you just play with.
Steve Worthy knocks down a three-pointer. 7 for Worthy, and Rutgers is up by 5.
It's time for him to start taking over, start dominating as he did the other night against Wagner.
Mooney in the corner, back out top to Jackson, who's 2 of 9 from the floor, just 1 of 3 from three-point range. There's Hilscher, nice feed to Mooney, who blew the gimme.
They have missed so many layups tonight, it's unreal. Missed layup that time the ball was in the Hilscher. Nice little shovel pass to Mooney, who blows the layup. One of the 4 or 5 that was missed tonight.
Well, that's why that 29-game home win streak is in jeopardy, as Rutgers with the ball and the lead at 38-33. Lumpkin in with Worthy. Here's Worthy. Kicks it in the corner. Redden, a three-point shot. Air ball, but Redden hustling and tracks down the loose ball for the Scarlet Knights. He can't believe it.
They're shouting for a new clock, but the ball didn't hit the rim.
Now Tommy Lopes will go over to settle things down here at the scorer's table. It was an air ball. The ball did not strike the rim. Bobby Wetzel said, whose judgment are we trusting here? And Tommy Lopes winked at the shot clock keeper. Said, you did a nice job. 10 on the shot clock. off the screen by Weiler. Wild shot, the follow, no. Chuck Weiler, hacked by Mooney inside.
Good hustle that time by Wilder.
That's the first on Chris Mooney, the 5th team foul on the Tigers.
Look at that shot. Wilder gets the rebound, goes up, and Mooney actually gets him on the arm.
Chuck Weiler to the line to shoot 2. Weiler, wearing number 52 tonight, normally would wear 33, but when his uniform came in, it was the wrong size, so he's the only Scarlet Knight player without his name on the back of his jersey, but Chuck doesn't seem to mind. He makes the first.
Okay, he's been playing really hard and aggressive tonight, as he plays every night.
4 points for Weiler. And it's a 40-33 Rutgers lead with 6:33 to play. Now Princeton has to find the range. They look to Jackson. And Jackson from deep in the corner hits the 3. 10 points for Jackson now.
Does not surprise me. He's the one that steps up to hit the big shot. And need quite a few more out of him, though.
In the 5 years that the three-point basket has been in college basketball, in 2 of the years, Princeton has been the best from the floor from beyond three-point range. Indiana has also held that distinction twice. Lumpkin fumbles but regains. He'll try a 3. Air ball.
Ill-advised shot, to say the least.
Ahead of the field to Leftwich. Down it. And a foul on Mark Redden.
From I had a bad angle from that. It looked like he just swiped at the ball and ran right by him. But the referee was right there, so I have to take his word for it because he's not going to change the call.
George Leftwich with 6 points.
You be a judge for yourself. You see the ball in the air. Leftwich gets it. Looks like he just brushes right by him. I don't see any contact at all.
Nevertheless, it's 3 fouls on Mark Redden. And Leftwich is shooting 69% from the charity stripe. This is the 3-point chance.
Hilscher's nice tip drill to himself and actually knocked it right back to Leftwich.
Tigers down by 2 with the ball. They look inside to Hilscher, who's working on Weiler. Back out top to Leftwich. Eastwick had a notion. And Rick Hilscher took steps.
That time he was a little bit too anxious to make his move. That's why he shuffled his feet. And that situation is always good for a big man, just to pause and gather himself and figure out what he wants to do.
Mike Jones leaning into the front court and able to avoid the 10-second call as he got the ball away. 4:50 left. Rutgers leading by 2. Worthy to Redden, who got by Mooney, but Mooney guilty of the reach-in foul. That's 2 on Chris Mooney.
Mooney tried to give a body block that time. Redden was a little bit quicker than him. You know, on that baseline is always tough because the coaches teach you to cut that baseline off, but so many players just can't seem to get that in their mind.
16 fouls on Princeton, 5 on Rutgers. Redden, a 3-point try off the back of the rim. Eastwood, with good position, fights off Rich for the rebound.
That time they left Redden all alone. He kind of was anxiously trying to get the ball. Got it quick and threw up a quick shot.
They're on their feet at Jadwin Gym. Tigers down by 2 to Rutgers. With 4:09 left in the second half. Leftwich just nicks the rim. And Mike Jones is there for the rebound. Princeton has not found the range tonight. And in many cases, credit to Rutgers defense.
Well, both teams' defenses have done a great job.
Such a different team, this Scarlet Knight team from a year ago when Keith Hughes and Earl Duncan were running the show. It was a very one-on-one oriented team, but Pete Carrill said before the game, Rutgers looks really happy. There aren't as many egos on the team, and they're playing some very good basketball.
They did. Last year they did have a lot of egos, which made it difficult.
As the shot clock run down, Mike Jones with the floater through the lane.
Everyone's shouting that the clock was running down. He had to just throw up something, and it turned out to be a good shot.
6 for Jones and a 4-point lead for Rutgers. 3 minutes left. Hilscher on the low blocks with Chuck Weiler on him. Kicks it back out. Mooney. 10 points for Mooney.
That time they worked it very well. Threw the ball into Hilscher. He waited, took a dribble, got double teamed, kicked it back out, and Mooney hit the three-pointer.
And it's a big one as it pulls the Tigers within 1 with 2:20 left.
In a game of this magnitude with a freshman in there playing that kind of ball is great.
Worthy tried to draw the foul and missed the shot.
I tell you, I thought they were going to call the foul on Hilscher that time. There was some contact, but the refs kind of turned their eyes to it.
2 minutes to play. Rutgers on top by 1. Princeton, a 29-game win streak here on the home court at Jadwin. Rutgers, who upset Penn State and ended their 24-game home unbeaten streak last season. 1:37 left. They've got 16 fouls. Rutgers with 5. What do you do, Roy?
But right now, I think they should keep doing, obviously, keep doing what they're doing, play good, aggressive defense, no fouls, limit Rutgers to 1 shot, go back down the other end of the court, and make sure any shot you put up is a good shot, a high percentage shot.
So Mike Jones will inbound the ball for the Scarlet Knights. Wenzel goes with Jones, Worthy, Redden, Weiler, and Alvin Rich. Sean Jackson and Leftwich now trap the ball. Alvin Rich, backcourt violation. Rich came back for the ball, and it's a key turnover for the Scarlet Knights.
Actually, it could have been a foul on Eastwick that time, but because Rich went back and forth, it was a backcourt violation.
Now the Tigers, 1:25 left, down by 1 with the ball. Eastwick.
Watch Princeton hold the ball for most of the 45-second clock and get a really good shot this time.
Sean Jackson keeping the defense honest, pulls it back out top now. 20 seconds left in the shot clock. Hilscher screens for Jackson, it's blocked. Weiler to Alvin Rich. He's hammered by Jackson. Counted and the foul.
Can you believe it?
Sean Jackson nailed Alvin Rich, and Rich was strong enough to take it to the glass for 2.
Tommy, great concentration on Rich's part. Sean Jackson, as we see it again, Rich comes down, and you see Sean kind of swipes at it. He had to be cautious that he didn't get a breakaway foul, right? That was very costly on his part.
Can't make the three-point play, but Rutgers leading 44-41. Timeout Princeton with 49.2 seconds left on the clock. What a turnaround as Jackson had it blocked. And the Scarlet Knights get the transition basket.
I'm sure Pete Carrill's over there talking now. They got it set up themselves for a good shot. Has to be a 3 because they're down by 3. Ideal situation, with I'm sure it won't happen. Take a 3, make it, get fouled. Ideal situation. I'm sure that's what Pete would love to see.
Hey, you're not doing bad being objective for a Rutgers All-American.
Believe me, I'm over here kicking myself trying to say, don't say that, don't say that.
And here's Bobby Wenzel. 1-2 against the Princeton Tigers. Won in his first year here at Rutgers. Lost to Jadwin and lost last year at the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. Not an easy week for Rutgers. They face UNLV on Saturday night at the RAC. And then they have Seton Hall on December 11th.
Definitely going to be kind of tough for them. UNLV, even though they lost four of their four great players, they're still always tough. They're tough every year. Seton Hall, we saw them last week. They're going to be tough for Rutgers to handle. Luther Wright will probably play that game also.
We better be ready with Arturas Karnisovas out for 3 to 8 weeks for Seton Hall.
That was a shame because I thought he was playing a great game also.
Here we go. There's the time left. Princeton down by 3. And Mike Jones, Rutgers defensive stopper, is on Sean Jackson. On the shot clock as Jackson is patient. Leftwich may have gotten away with one. Here's the steal, Steve Worthy. And the tomahawk jam. Rutgers up 46-41.
And I think Princeton can turn the lights out. Give them 2. Great block by Worthy. Weiler.
And this one is all over. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights beat the Princeton Tigers, ending their 29-game home unbeaten streak, 46-41. And look at the scene at Bob Wenzel and the Scarlet Knights.
Unbelievable. Great finish to a great game. Excitement throughout.
And it was Steve Worthy making the defensive play. Tigers 46-41, joined by Bob Wenzel and Steve Worthy. Bob, you came in early in the day. You told me we had beaten Penn State and stopped their home court unbeaten streak. You pulled it off again tonight.
Yeah, we did, and with the help of this guy right next to me and a lot of other guys out there. It's a great game, and it's nice for New Jersey college basketball. So we've got two years in a row breaking big streaks on teams. It's very satisfying.
Bob, tell me a little bit about that weave and what you were able to do, play that patient offense against the Tigers.
Well, they're patient. We're trying to be patient when we're in the half-court set. It doesn't work at all if a guy like this doesn't make plays. So it's nice. It gives guys, they move the ball, and then they just read the defense, and they make the plays that they see fit. And tonight they made a lot of good decisions.
Well, I have a question from you.
Yeah, one question for Worthy. Even though you seem like you struggled a little bit tonight from the floor, was there anything going through your mind in the start of the second half?
Not really, because as a team, the coach wants me to come out. He wants me to rebound and shoot and do whatever I can. If I'm not shooting good, I'm going to rebound good, I'm going to pass good. I went out to play an all-around game. I didn't come out just to score.
Tell me, what went through your mind when you stole that ball at the end of the game and came in for that thunderous dunk?
I was going to try to pull the rim down.
Bob, you were talking about the effort that Steve had against Wagner, a 28-point effort. He also told us that he had 2 charges against Wagner, and it was his effort at the defensive end that won it for you down the stretch tonight.
Well, we had Steve guarding Jackson, and Jackson's their best offensive player. And Steve is a guy who does a lot of very acrobatic things, but he also is a very sound fundamental player. You mentioned the charges that he took. He made very solid defense. And I don't think they got 1 or 2 maybe back doors the entire night. So guys played well with their heads as well as their hearts tonight.
All right, let's take a look at that effort by Steve Worthy as we look down the home stretch here. Key possession for the Tigers, down by 3, and here it is, Steve.
Oh, well, it's going to be rough. I just tried to tear the rim down. That's what I wanted to do.
Bob, how do you coach this?
Well, you don't coach this, but the dunk is nice, and that's the exciting part, but really the part that makes the play is his anticipation on defense. And, of course, at that point, we were way ahead, and we had pretty well sealed. Thank you very much, Pat, for covering these games, and I'm looking forward to seeing all your fans out there for the rest of our games on New Jersey Network.
All right, you got to get ready for Jerry Tarkanian and those running Rebels on Saturday.
That's right. It's going to be a little bit different style game, but I think we'll be ready for it.
All right, Bob, thank you.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank you, Steve. Don't forget our next game on New Jersey Network. the New Jersey Athletic Conference, Montclair State and Trenton State, live at 8 o'clock. And Roy, we can't expect a better finish than the one we had tonight here at Jadwin Gym.
I know, it's definitely an exciting finish, and I tell you, it was great to see that Rutgers actually won this game, because I had a few side bets with a couple friends of mine.
You know, you had said it was so difficult to come in here. What do you remember about that first game when you came in and saw the surroundings of Jadwin Gym?
Well, the thing I remember the most about this was actually we lost. We didn't have the exciting ending. All I remember is that we lost. I remember having a decent game, but the thing that stuck out in my mind, since I